Hey guys, Levi here with Trident Fly Fishing, and today we're going to be tying a Krystal Bugger. It's a great pattern for a variety of different species, freshwater especially, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass you can catch on this. I'm sure a carp would eat it if you presented it correctly, and it does a really good job at catching trout as well. But as we approach the middle of summer, this is a great one to have in your warm water box for species like smallmouth bass. We're gonna get started with an Ahrex NS110 hook in the vise. This is a size 4, but this is a fly that you can tie up to a size 2 down to a size 12, maybe even a 14 long shank. We have a 3/16 gold bead in there as well. We're gonna go ahead and lay down a base of 6/0 unithread in the color tan. Color doesn't totally matter, but this just goes with the color that we have here. So go ahead and just lay a thread base down. You can just get it on there quickly and snip the excess. And we're gonna wind our thread right to about the bend of the hook and move into a marabou tail. This is a dirty olive color. I want to strip the fibers off from the bottom and about 40%, maybe 35% of the fiber. And we want to measure this to be about 15 to maybe 20% longer than the hook shank. So measure that out, and then we'll get it tied in. So just a pin trap there. And yep, happy with that. And you can just go right ahead and wind the rest of this stub end of this marabou plume all the way up to behind the bead. Build a little body profile there. This isn't a fly that you need to tie super slim. We'll snip the excess there. So once you get your tail secured in there, we're going to move into some Krystal Flash. This is an olive pearlescent color. It'll add a little bit of glow to this fly. We're going to put 3 strands on either side, but kind of tyer's choice with how much flash you want in there. Some people like a little more, some people like a little less, but 3's a good amount for this fly without it being overly flashy. Again, it's kind of up to you how much you want to add in there, but this fly has a lot of flash to begin with, so we won't be really don't want to add too much in the tail. So go ahead and tie it in on the side nearest to you and just fold it over and tie it in on the opposing side. That'll add some durability and also save you a step of cutting and tying in. Snip the excess off in varying lengths. There you go. All right. So now once you have that Krystal Flash tied in, we're going to move into some Mastaz. This is an olive with UV accents in it. And all of the materials that we're tying this fly with today can be found on tridentflyfishing.com, and all orders over 49 bucks do ship for free. So if you want to get a warm water box going or get ready for some trout fishing and tie some of these Krystal Flash buggers, we have everything you need on there in any color you could want. So go ahead and just strip off some materials to expose that thread core before you tie it in. Prevent that unnecessary bulk. And just wind that in or tie that in right in front of your tail. Now once you do that, you're going to need a saddle hackle. And this is a nice burnt grizzly, a good color to accent this fly. But again, this fly is your oyster in terms of colors. You do it all white with some pearl in the middle. Black is good, a darker olive, tan, yellow. It's hard to go wrong with color choice on this fly. So I just went ahead and pulled these fibers back. It'll make it a little easier to wrap, and it also exposes the tip here. And we want the shiny side facing you. So when we wrap this, everything flows nicely. So go ahead and get that tied in. And you can just run it right up to the bead and snip the excess. All right, so now that you got your hackle secure, you can just let your thread rest behind the bead. I'm gonna go ahead and start to wind this Mastaz Just nice side-by-side wraps. Build yourself a good underbody here. And if you guys have questions about this pattern or have a story about a fish you caught on it or anything like that, go ahead and drop that in the comments below. And if you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button, because we like to see what our viewers think of our video and get that input from you guys. And if you really like it, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Get this wrapped all the way up to behind the eye, and you'll see I'm sweeping these fibers back just as I wrap to keep everything nice and neat. Alright, do one more there. We'll go ahead and secure this now. Just wrap it over. Now's a good point to go ahead, just throw a half hitch in there nice and quick. That way if your thread goes loose, you don't have to worry about your stars needing to be re-tied in, re-wrapped, or any of that fun stuff. So now that we've got that, we're going to go ahead and bring this hackle forward. Just nice, even wraps. Space it out. And you'll see how this color really accents this fly well. Bring this forward. And do one last wrap. There's a little bit of the fluff in there, but that's okay. So now that you have your hackle tied in there, go ahead and just trim it off. And you can put a nice little thread bit just behind the bead before we tie off. Do a half hitch and then a whip finish. And that is a Krystal Bugger. It's a great fly for almost any freshwater fish out there. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.